Peace. Welcome back to the Voices of Reason show. I'm your host, Skilo Slim. And today we got a very active brother in the building.
Man.
So we're going to just jump right in, let him introduce himself, and yeah, we're going.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Sherman Wells. Nice to
going
finally
on,
see
man?
you again,
You
brother.
too, man. You too.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm here with Skilo Slim.
No doubt, no
Well,
doubt.
should be Skilo. Used to be Slim, boy. You
Hey, man, that's that play on words, you know?
I got
you
it.
see
That's
Tiny
what,
and
that's what Cody
big.
said. Yeah, he said, yeah, a little irony. But yeah, I'm just, I'm Sherman Wells, man. I'm a native of Omaha, Nebraska, born and raised.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yes, sir.
No doubt, man. So for the few people who might not know what you do, man, give us a little piece, like that you want us to know.
You know what? I do everything and I do nothing. I'm everything and I'm nothing. The reason why I say that is because, like, I don't want to be put in a box of just this one person or one thing that I do. And so I feel like I'm everything. You know, I can do pretty much whatever I want to do.
No doubt.
And at the same time, I'm nothing as far as like, I'm just not conformed to one thing. So I do a lot of video. That's more what I'm on my way to doing, more of filmmaking. Me and my brother Dion. This picture actually is one of the documentaries I'm working on.
Show it to them so they can see.
Let y'all see this picture. I want y'all to be familiar with this face.
Okay.
Because this is my brother Rudy White right here. Rudy White, I got this case through at me probably a couple months ago. Rudy White in 1979 was killed by Omaha police. Really? And the murder was covered up. He was only 27 years old. Wow. And he actually, his daughter is 40 now, and she brought the story to me because she was not having success in getting the information from the police and from everybody. And since I've been involved, of course,
right.
Now I was able to get stuff from the police and from Senator Ernie Chambers, because back then he was still a senator. And Mr. Chambers took this all the way to the White House because the cop who killed Rudy was already under investigation for assaulting a lot of people in North Omaha.
Wow.
And unfortunately, his assaults was going unnoticed. And the way this story broke down is he basically pulled over Rudy and thought he was going to assault him, but Rudy was 27. He had them hands.
Right.
And so when he tried to assault Rudy, Rudy put them hands on him and he shot him.
Wow.
And then basically once he shot him, he called the wrong location. He never told nobody he was pulling over Rudy. And he called the wrong location, so by the time they finally figured out where he was, Rudy bled out and died. Wow. And the city shut it down, like the mayor.
I've never heard of it.
I know, and nobody. So even if you Google Rudy White right now, you won't find any information on his murder or his life or nothing. So that's what I'm bringing to the table, because Omaha need to know what happens in Omaha.
No doubt.
And even though it was 79, the story was never told. Right. So that's one of the things I'm working on, man. And so being a native of Omaha and the place where Malcolm X was born, we got to take ownership of who we are and what we possibly can do. You know what I mean? And everything is possible. So that's why I say I'm everything and I'm nothing, man. You know?
Right. That's dope that you putting that work in to bring that story, because
Yeah.
I never, and I'm a person who I like to feel like, I'm kind of hip. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
I never heard that. I never heard this brother's name before.
Yeah, brother Rudy White, man. You know, and he a Pisces like me, so when I first started working on the case, you know, I wasn't really, I read it and everything, but then I had to print this picture out and put it on my wall. So every day I wake up, I see this face, these eyes, and it just make me know I gotta keep going. Right. But luckily for us, Ernie Chambers is a real guy. This guy, not only did he, when I called him, he answered the phone. He gave me his personal address, his personal phone number. We went to the Capitol building, and he had all the information from 40 years ago still. And so he recently mailed it to us. So we got more documents to go through, over 1,000 more pages. So that's kind of what I've been doing like all week, because I'm one of them people that think about and go through shit like that. So yeah, man, Rudy, we're going to get that story out there.
That's crazy. So what made you like want to do that? You just heard it and was like, I'm just going to run with it?
Well, what made me want to do it is Janelle, which is his daughter. She, me and her worked together, but we also went to like grade school together. So I hadn't seen her for years because she left. And then when she came back, you know, she visited the story, found out about who her dad was, and she just wasn't having luck. And when she called me, I came to her house to meet her. She was in tears already before she started telling the story. So I'm not the person that believe in stuff happening for no reason. Everything happened for a reason. She could have picked anybody to talk about this or help her with that, and she chose me. That choice was not just hers, but that was the universe choosing me to help bring this story to light. And I don't ignore nothing that's brought to me like that. So that's what made me do it, because it's my purpose. That's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
A lot of people will be afraid to touch stuff like that.
I know. And here's the thing though. I've already been out in public doing stuff like that. When I had a cousin that was 14 years old, and he was involved in a shooting where he shot at a car, and the bullet went through the car and hit a young man in the back, and he died. Which I'm not justifying what he did, because what he did was wrong. Murder is murder, it's wrong is wrong.
Right.
But my thing is this, he was 14. And if you know, like I know, being born and raised in Omaha, yeah, we not California where the gangs is crazy, but it's still an influence on the streets. Right. And it's not just here, it's all over the United States in urban areas where we believe that the street life is the life. Right. We believe that that's how we supposed to be. And so he was stuck in that life. And as his cousin, I knew that, and I was already trying to help him and prevent the stuff that was going on. So when they charged him as an adult, I'm like, he's not an adult. He's 14. He's a kid who made a bad decision, and it actually took somebody's life. And what people don't know is the life that he took. Zachary Parker. So Zachary Parker got a cousin named Rona Lee Parker. Rona Lee Parker has a baby by our cousin. So Rona Lee Parker, the baby is a cousin of ours, and Tyon is my cousin as well. So our family's already intertwined once before. So now this murder just made it happen again. And it was a bad thing, And so when Don Klein decided to charge him as an adult based off Facebook posts, right, which I felt like Facebook should have been held responsible for some of the stuff they allowed him to post as a kid. He posting plastic guns. They was going outside and filling up liquor bottles that they found in their community and making it like they was drinking. Mm-hmm. So the first time I seen that stuff, I went and took it down. And I went to his house and beat him down. The thing is, Facebook allows you to block certain people. So he just blocked me and made a new page. Right. So by the time the news got a hold of his page, it was stuff on there I didn't even see. But it was still some of them same pictures that he had took that I made him take down. So based off that, Don Klein, like, oh, he been doing this for years. He got a lot of history. No, he never been in trouble. Right. He was on the honor roll and doing all that. It's just over time, the street life started cultivating his life and captivating it. So they never had nobody in the city really stand up for their family. And I gathered up all of the gang members in his area and community people and my family, and we made a video to Don Klein, letting him know that this is still a kid. Right. He a kid, man. And that didn't go too well. It taught me a lot about the Omaha community. I had people reaching out to me from Chicago, Indiana, like all kind of different cities, but the people in our own city was not standing up. And not what I mean like as far as like the people like me and you, the regular people. I mean the people that's put in place to do this kind of stuff.
This is your job.
Come on now. We got all kind of 501(c), right, supposed to be here to do this stuff, and they wasn't doing nothing. And not only was they not doing nothing, when I reached out to them, they wouldn't even mess with me. Right. They wouldn't help. They wouldn't give me no assistance. So the reason why I say it didn't go over good is because people that's in a position of power like Don Klein, they can use their resources to intimidate other people. Indeed. And so what started happening is they will release a news story and they will bring up some of my cousin's old stuff, which is his mother. So that started intimidating them, like, oh, they're gonna bring up my stuff, I'm gonna get fired from my job, blah, 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 all this different stuff. I didn't even know we had an NAACP chapter here in Omaha until the people in Illinois let me know, and they contacted me with the president of that, of the chapter. Yeah, and she was real nice. I mean, Vicky is really nice. Mm-hmm. It was just a lot of stuff that went into that case, and when it was all said and done, basically, I was told to stop. Stop riling up the community, and that they would consider charging him as a juvenile and not an adult if I just stopped doing what I was doing. Me not wanting to, I did it anyway because first of all, I have to listen to what the mom says, it's her kid.
You're advocating.
Yeah, and it's just my cousin, which, so I stopped, and then they still charged him as an adult. Played us, and then gave him like 40-something years in prison. 14 years old, that's ludicrous. Wow. Knowing that this system set us up for this kind of life, which in reality, this ain't our life. This ain't the life of the black people, this culture that we soak into. That's not us. Right. We come from the royalty of royalty, the minds and creativeness of all creative, you know, so it was just bad for me to see that happen, and it kind of messed me up because I had people in the city who talked down on him based off the Facebook post, you know what I'm saying? Not really truly understanding that you yourself have been a victim of this fake culture that's created to put us in this trap. So don't act like this boy, 14-year-old boy knew that this was the trap. Right. And it took us to be grown before we realized it was a trap.
Wait a minute, yeah.
So I mean, it was pretty bad. And then it got to the point where OPS had a teacher at Blackburn who passed out an assignment asking the students questions about the case.
Wow.
And one of the students there, I used to mentor in a basketball group program or whatever, and he sent me the assignment. I took the assignment straight to the TAC building. Superintendent was playing me. They was all being bougie bullshit, you know, so come to find out, this teacher had a husband that was in the police department or had something to do with the police. So they fishing for information through students about an active case with a
that's
kid
illegal.
That's illegal, and the kid was still registered in OPS, my cousin was.
Wow.
And so, yeah, so this right here is nothing because I've faced those challenges against those people. They know who I am, but at the same time, I don't run around here trying to act like I'm bigger than the world. But at the same time, I know I got a voice. I'm one single person, but guess what? It only takes one person to change stuff.
Right.
And I know like-minded people like yourself, you know, anytime that call is put out, there's people that's gonna activate. Right. Millie Mills, she one of them, she gonna activate. Yeah. And so when she sent me or tagged me in the post to come here, I accepted it, one, because, you know, her brother is my nephew. I'm married to her aunt, his aunt. And so I look at her like family. When she tagged me, that's your cousin? Yeah. See, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, if we break down Omaha history and everything in Omaha, we pretty much all related some way, somehow. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And so that's why I love everybody. Cody back there, this dude joking with me, first time meeting him, but I love that dude because he just, he original, you know, and people, cool. You gotta be original, man. And I'm not stuck in no mindset of thinking that right off the back, it's a problem when I meet people. I love everybody. Until you show me different, I love you. You know what I mean? Right. And so I don't have no fear of doing nothing on this planet with these people. Because I feel like can't nobody stop me from doing nothing I want to do.
That's how it gotta be, man.
Yeah.
Because like the stuff that you talking about, this is why I've been telling, like this whole summer, I've been dealing with like real live street dudes. Yeah. That's 24 to 16, and I've been telling them, man, like for our city to actually make a change, right? In my opinion, it's gonna take for them to stand up and to be the ones who make that change, because. Right. It's no disrespect to people that's, like you said, they got the nonprofits and they got a plan of action and they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. But a lot of times those things it's too slow. Yeah. Like you gotta know what's happening on the ground. You know, like we see a story on the news, these people fighting, somebody gets shot. It's people who know those people who knew that this was gonna happen. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I be trying to encourage like all the young brothers to like, it don't matter what you did, like how you messed up, whatever. No, it don't matter. It don't matter. You can wake up one day to the next and change your life. Right. It just you just gotta start off by making one different decision. Exactly. And then that's a change in your life, right then and there. Right. You know, it's just that simple. So. Right, and it's a right way to do things and it's a wrong thing. Cause look, I'm not rich. Yeah, me neither. So I can't tell you that what you're doing to support your family is wrong or right. That's right. I can't do that. Nope. But I can say to you that it's a right way to do things and it's a wrong way to do things. You know what I'm saying? If you out here robbing, raping, killing your own people for no reason, that's the wrong way to go. Right. You know what I'm saying? If it's about making money, then make money. Right. And better your situation. But all this like random shootings, innocent people getting hurt, like those people who feel like that's wrong, gotta stand up and say it. Yeah, got to. You know, that's just how I see it. That's just it. And you just made me think about that because it's like, it's all these stories of people from outside of our community who take advantage of us and do stuff to us. And then it's like, we get mad about that. But we don't get mad about our own self. Yeah. Right, like when do we check ourselves? That's right. You know what I'm saying? And not to make nobody else feel better. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like. And I think it's just all gonna start with the mentality. Right. So,
Untamed, which is
I was about to ask you.
Yeah, that's to the end of me. It actually started off years ago as just a simple rap group of like 4 people. And once we got older, we stopped doing it. And then I had a cousin who about 9 years old, he was back, he started just coming into his own as far as music. So I took the name and made it stand for something. At that time, I wasn't as conscious as I am now, and so I was afraid to let people know really what it meant. So we ran it as Untamed Music, which it stands for a unified nation taking action mentally erasing deception. And we got to erase the deception that we as a people can't be. And when I say can't be, like we can't be together, we can't work together, we can, but it's just deceiving us based off our skin color, religion, who's rich, who's not, all that stuff is all bullcrap.
Right.
And so at that time we did it Untamed, and then we did music spelled M-U-Z-I-C-K, which meant just a different form of music, conscious music to bring you awareness. And at that time I was too afraid to let people know because I'm thinking people ain't gonna want that,
Right.
because it's something like that. So eventually he came into his own person, and we had an incident happen with Untamed as far as like, with the music industry, I hear people talk about wanting to be in it, but it's more to it than what you think. And we got so far, I mean, a lot of people know the whole Untamed story we was deep. It was a lot of us, but we got so far where I started seeing people's true color once money and contracts came into the deal. Stuff from California and different cities where we was getting recognition. And so it just made me really back up because there's a lot in the industry going on that people don't understand. And if you're trying to get into the real industry, you can't be yourself. They're not there for your talent. They're not there for none of that. All the industry is people who want you to project a certain criteria or agenda. It don't matter who you are. And if you can push that, you'll be successful. Right. If you're trying to be yourself, trying to be Skilo, or I'm trying to be Boss Man or Sherman, it's not gonna happen because they don't want you telling the truth in music. They want to be able to perpetuate this fake culture that they created for us. Right. And if you're not perpetuating that, you're not a success in the music industry. And so for that reason, I said, forget that. And if I ever do music or make any songs, for me, it's all about poetry and it's all about putting a message behind the music. I don't do music for no reason. I'm not going to ever do it again where it's perpetuating that bull crap that we thought was life.
Right.
And so being 43, I was just telling Millie, like, I wasn't planning on doing any more music. And I had that song Black Power that I had wrote probably 3 or 4 years ago. And I just felt like people wasn't ready for it. But then I put it out and it got 20,000 views and I got a lot of feedback. And I'm like, I guess it ain't about the age, it's the message.
Right.
So now it's like if I do any songs or anything like that, I'm sticking to strictly message music. That's it. Right. And so Untamed, the unified nation, I'm actually looking for people, not music-wise, but I mean a nation of people with a conscious mind that want to change the deception that's in our community. That's what it's all about. Right. And so people got this different programs and different things that they doing. Where you can do this economic growth and you can do that and do this. Well, I feel like if we can get the mental minds of people, get control back of your minds, because that's what this is all about. They take control of our minds to control our behavior. If we can get our minds back, we'll be back. Yeah. And when I mean back, is back to who we really are. Right. The people, we're the people, man. Come on now. And so if we can get back to that, so that's my mission, and it's going to be that until I die,
Man,
Unified nation, man.
Right there.
Yes, sir.
That's real honorable. Because I definitely agree with you, and that's one of the pains of my life is what's happened to hip hop. You know what I mean? Man. Because it's like, man, like hip hop literally like saved me from myself in a lot of ways.
Yeah, back then.
Yeah, back then.
Now it's driving these kids to depression. Yeah. You're like, why is these little motherfuckers so depressed? We didn't even know what depressed was back then.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't have all that. So
yeah, man, and I deal with a lot of younger dudes, like I said, 15, 16, up to their 20s. And it's like when I'm talking to them, I'm like, bro, we went through the same things, and I'm thinking like, why is it such a big difference?
Right.
You know, and I'm realizing that like, okay, the stuff and the music and stuff I was listening to was giving me hope.
This. Right.
You know what I'm saying? It gave me something to relate to.
This music giving them dope.
Yeah.
Telling them to do the most drugs is the way to go.
Right. You only live now. Like
yeah,
all
that crazy, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, that's one of the things, like, I really encourage people with all kind of voices. Because, hey, if you want to party and you want to do all that.
Yeah, that's your thing. Do your thing.
That's you. And people be young. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. When I was 20, you know, that's what we did too. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, you gotta know, like, we need something for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a big space for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's never long enough. So we came to the part, unfortunately, where it's like fortunately, you can let people know how to get in touch with you and all of that, because we almost got to wrap up.
Okay. Yeah, so you can get in touch with me. I'll drop my number, 402-968-5012. I'm not afraid of nobody calling me, doing whatever. It's all good, you know. And like I said, I love everybody, so I don't have no ill will or nothing against nobody. So you can call me. I have no enemies, you know. And like I said in that Black Power song, I said all my life, I don't have no real enemies because I know everybody is not a friend of me. And I'm 43. I never had a real fight. Nobody's never challenged me like that. So call me, 402-968-5012. You can reach me on Facebook, Sherman Wells. Boss Man on Instagram, Twitter. I don't do Snapchat. Yeah, me either. And so, yeah, other than that, man, you can catch me. I'm doing more of my stand-up, a lot more lately. So you can catch me doing some of that stuff. I've been at the Old Face Bar over here in Council Bluffs.
Oh, yeah, I heard
that. Teeing these people real quick, but you know, they love it. So as long as they can take some jokes and I talk about their little video bar looking like a shipping crate, they cool with it. Other than that, yeah, just reach me anytime. And, you know, whenever we got some time, you want to sit down and chop it up, or we can shoot another show, whatever you want to do, we can do that. But like you said, it's just, it's time for the voices of reason to really be a voice. Right. We can't keep sitting back and knowing what we know and not say nothing. Yeah, and that's what we got to do. And that's my whole mission. Change the minds. The unified nation taking action, mentally erasing deception. Indeed. We have to get our minds back in order to move forward. It's just that simple.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Well, hey, bro, I want to say I appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
It was short notice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I definitely look forward to working with you in the future, bro.
Oh, man, for sure, man.
We gotta
yes,
do
sir.
It. So, hey, yeah. You know, tap in. You know, if you're one of the people that want to affect change, you know what I'm saying? Let's do it. It's time to get active.
Let's do that.
You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, reach out. And we'll see y'all next week.
Hey, man, my head's shiny.